Hey everyone, back again. Another video. I am a big streaming head. I'm floating in the air here. Got my Bagoza spring shirt on again. I am sick and tired of these comparison videos between Gen 1 and Gen 2 and everybody acting as if the original isn't even on here and doesn't exist. This is not Gen 1. This is not Gen 2. This is Gen 2. This is Gen 3. These are inaccurately acknowledged. Their numerical order is off. It's wrong. It's 100% wrong. See, you've got these set up in a specific way, magazine well and everything, but you notice that the magazine wells, they're the same. They're the same. Well, look at this. This is the same rifle. This is the original. What do you notice? What do you notice about this magwell that isn't on the other ones? Well, you notice that this is not a cutout that you can swap. You can't. You have the. This is the original. This is Generation 1 Ruger American Ranch. This is the first generation. Gen 1. Gen 1. This is an actual Ruger American Gen 1. First generation. They are wrong. I see it all the time where they go, oh, this is Gen 1, this is Gen 2. No. This is Gen 2, this is Gen 3, this is Gen 1. I'm so tired of seeing videos comparing Gen 1 and Gen 2, and it's like, no, you're comparing Gen 2 and Gen 3. This is the same polymer stock as the original. What they did was they modified this base unit here. They modified it so that you could take this out and put in an adapter to use different magazines instead of their proprietary magazines. I just have one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the proprietary magazines. This is my 450 Bushmaster proprietary magazine. Proprietary magazine. That's it. See, it drives me nuts when people go, oh, I have a Gen 1. And then they bust out this guy. This is not a Gen 1. It is not a Gen 1. This is a Gen 2. That's a Gen 3. They went from this stock style with this magwell style to this style here with a cutout and the optional insert for either a single shot, or you can get the insert where you can use a different magazine all the way up to like 30 round magazines, or in the 7.62 version you can get a drum magazine. I think what was the other one, a 308 or something like that? I can't remember. But they have a drum magazine for that one as well. You can get AR platform ones where you just swap out this base plate here, and you can use an AR magazine. It's not that hard. You cannot do that with this model. You can't do it with this model. This model, you only get this magazine. You get a 3-round magazine. Granted, anyone worth their salt out there in the 3D printing CNC game could feasibly make an adapter that is designed like this top portion that has the release, but has an actual magazine, like this would be hollowed out and you can actually stick a magazine in it. Then people can use their old, original Gen 1. They can use that and different magazines. Or Ruger can get off their asses and do a 10-round mag in this style as well. Because I'd love a 10-round magazine. I would love one. I mean, there's entire subreddits of people going, I want the 10-round. I mean, hell, this has a bottom plate. Anybody that knows CNC and stuff could actually build or CNC or 3D print something that would lock on here and have a spring in there, and then it would be like an extended base, and then you wouldn't have to. I mean, that might work. In fact, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. I love 450 Bushmaster. I love these guys. Damn good rounds. Let's see, what can we get through here? Let's see, there it is. I should have. Here we go. Yeah, that's a tight squeeze in there. Yeah. Okay, so flashlight. There we go. Okay, gotta go through the top. At least that's what it looks like here. There it goes. Gotta go through this little hole here to push that little tab down and open this up. Now, what happens when we look at this? There's a lot of extra side meat. There's a lot of extra side meat on this thing. So, if the round is only that big, I mean, look at it. Look at how much space there is. Look how much space there is. Anyone worth their salt could design a sleeve on here, an actual, something that, comes across these grooves here. So you have side support, something that blocks up this back end here. That way you can physically, insert a magazine and have, something there. I mean, imagine 3D printing a magazine adapter something that slips and locks onto this, where it'll lock on, it'll stay put. Like you can actually, see how this end is here, how that is? Something where you can slip this in and then lock the plate in, and you have that extra bit. I mean, it's literally just slide it in and then lock it in. Especially if it's a spring, something where you can rock it back and slide it on, and then you have a magazine out to here or something. Even a magazine out to here, nice 10 rounder. That'd be freaking fantastic. But Ruger, get off your ass. And also, stop calling these Gen 1 and Gen 2. These are not Gen 1 and Gen 2. This is Gen 1. This is Gen 1 right here. This is the first one that was put out of this series, and you call it the Ruger American Ranch Original. Original means first generation. First generation means it was the first one produced. Second generation means it's the second iteration of the thing. This and this are wrongly named. And it's like, it is a Ruger. Look, Ruger, same thing. It is completely wrong. Wrong. And I'm sick and tired of it. It's like, yes, I love this rifle. I really do. I just hate this, triple round proprietary mag BS. I hate it. It's annoying. And it's like, all it takes is Ruger going, oh yeah, well, look, that is how far you have to move it back. If you, a designer, were to build off of, take this mouthpiece here, hollow it out, make it deeper, something that these rounds can fit in. I mean, there's a ton of space in there. Look at that. That is how big these rounds are. So you have where's my little ruler here? There we go. Let's see. Oh, what is that? Where's the 30 seconds? There we go. 30 seconds. Yeah. You have 730 seconds. 730 seconds on each side. 730 seconds on each side. And to put it into perspective, the upper lip of this magazine is only 530 seconds. The bottom lip is only 530 seconds. This plate is more than large enough to hollow out and leave just the outside ring and then build off of and make a longer, larger magazine. It's big enough. In fact, you could actually build or 3D print a sleeve that this part would slip into, and that would slip onto here on top, so that you can just put the whole sleeve in, and then slip this at the base of the next one. Like, longer spring, just one longer spring, and you just slip it in, and imagine having a sleeve in the middle of this. That's all it would take. That's all it would take. Because then you could slip it in and then lock it in, and you'd have that extra. That's how fast that goes together. And then you can actually load it up. It would be like a normal magazine and not this, fake 3-round crap that I'm so sick and tired of seeing. And also, by doing it that way, you could even, modify it so that, it doesn't have this free floating, middle ground here. You can actually put a damn feed ramp on the end, make it actually fit. But I digress. This is a Gen 1. This is a Gen 2. This is a Gen 3. If the only difference between this model and this model really is the makeup of the stock and the bolt, having an interchangeable knob, then there isn't really a difference. I mean, cutting off the end of this and threading it and changing the polymer composition of this doesn't really change the fact that these firearms are identical. Oh, well, the bolts on this, and no. Same barrel, same, makeup, same everything, same internals. All you did was change the stocks. You changed both stocks to be different from this stock. This stock is a completely different build than this kind. So that's my rant for the firearm world today. That's my rant for how stupid this whole, this and this are the same as this and this. No. Stop calling these Gen 1 and Gen 2. These are Gen 2 and Gen 3. See you again. See you later. I'm done.